Hi, my name is Nate Milton, and I am completing the final assignment, the screencast discussion about how my module went how the lesson went for the blended learning unit. So there were a couple surprises with the, um, some things went really well and some things didn't necessarily go so well. So um, I was able to get all the students. So basically, what I did, I called all the students down um, during Flex and explained what their assignment was. I told them that they needed to complete these two pre-trip assignments, the DentalEZ product description, they would watch the video, and then they needed to complete this survey. Um, I did that during Flex. It took maybe 10 minutes total to talk to all the students, make sure that they knew what they were doing. Um, and then from that, two students actually completed the survey and watched the video. All the others I had to follow up with again. And I sent out emails. I sent two different emails. That didn't garner any responses from kids. And I had already pre-scheduled a time on Wednesday, which was the day before I was supposed to meet with all the students, when if they didn't complete it, they would have to come to guidance at that time and do it. So by that point, there were still 7 students that had not yet done the assignment. And so I called them all down and had them watch the video, had them complete the survey. Um, and so that alone, if I'm thinking, um, did it save any time? Absolutely not. Like it was way more work than just holding the group, giving some explanation, maybe doing this in class, in our group together. Um, so it wasn't a time saver. Um, I don't know if it increased engagement, because that was another thing I was hoping for is that it would increase engagement. Um, I mean, kids did ask good questions, and that was a good thing. But I assume that that would happen even if we were together. I don't know. That's one thing I guess I can't answer. Um, Another tricky thing was when students opened the website on their iPad, the video wouldn't play. So what students did instead, and the first two students to do it let me know, and that they just basically looked at the website, which had the same products and same descriptions, just it wasn't in a video format, and then they generated their questions from there. So that was a disappointment, something I didn't think about, where I should have, because I know a lot of times the functions of an iPad are not the same as a laptop. So that was a piece of learning. Um, the What would I change? So I did the description, and then I did the survey. I put all of the questions that they had generated from the survey into a spreadsheet, and then I called all the students back down on Thursday for our in-person meeting. And in that in-person meeting, I reviewed expectations for the upcoming field trip, reviewed the questions that they might want to ask, asked what types of jobs they think they might see, which was another question on the survey, um, and just sort of reviewed all those things. I think that part was really helpful. We already had a good foundation of what we could talk about to prepare for this upcoming field trip, and I feel like the kids are going to be pretty well informed because they've already seen something related to it. Um, I so that those are some of the things that I'd feel prepared for, or that I didn't expect. The fact that those videos just didn't work. I should have checked to see that they worked on the iPad. Um, the A couple comments from the text stuck out to me. Um, that the fact that on page 265, the authors say educators know that rarely do bold new plans survive implementation with actual students, and I think that's so true. That um, to come in with a massive new plan, usually it's a matter of a couple months even, and that's plan is obviously not workable. And with this, I don't feel like this is the case. I started very small. It was one group. We're meeting 3 times physically, and my goal was 2 times virtually. And I feel like that's a reasonable goal. Um, One thing that I think I'm going to add on is, so this was the pre-trip. We're going on the trip on this coming Friday, so that'll be actually at the end of our class. Um, and then afterwards, I'll be asking them to do the Flipgrid. So I'm excited to hear their feedback. But I think I also want to get a survey, because in the text it also talks about how there were student focus groups um, that was at Summit Public Schools, and that those student focus groups help to revise the curriculum. And I think that's so important from my standpoint. Okay, what worked? What didn't work? Did you like the online format? Is this a type of group that you'd participate in again, or you feel like you'd want to do it where we just meet in person? So that lean startup method I kind of liked. And the flexibility, the fact that I sort of had a plan ahead of time that if kids didn't do it, we'd meet on Wednesday. Here's, we'll cover it then. Um, that sort of flexible approach was really helpful too. So some of those things I saw from the text, I also saw in my own implementation. Um, and the fact that at Summit, it was an incremental implementation. And I feel like that, for me, this is an incremental implementation too, that maybe I can try these small steps and go from there. My role as a counselor is a bit different as well, which makes it a bit, um, yeah, I'm not in the classroom all the time. So it just makes my role different. The biggest questions I have at this point is it worth it? Is all of this planning and the fact that I have to redo it all anyway? Like, I put it all online, I asked the kids to do it, they didn't do it. I guess 2 out of the 9 did it. Then I had to track them down. Hey, send out emails 2 different times. Then I met with them all in person anyway. Um, they did the assignment. I don't know. I mean, it seems like it's more work than it's worth sometimes. Um, but I think I have to reflect on that some more. Um, the big ahas that I have, um, I think that one thing that is, I don't know, I really want to see how the kids function on this field trip. Are they better informed? Are they asking better questions? Is this a situation where they'll be um, looking at um, uh, the business with a different mindset? Those are some of the questions that I have. So I feel like I haven't had any ahas yet, other than this is a ton of work. I don't know if it's worth it. And I don't know if it's really made a difference or just made more work on my end to just do the same thing I've always been doing. So, um, yeah, so that's some of my thoughts based on my experience with this, implementing these lessons, and also with the text. So I'll be curious to hear your feedback.